Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am super excited you're here. Today, I'm going to be your guide as we take all those big, sometimes overwhelming foundational concepts in sociology and transform them into a high-yield, totally manageable study session. If you are a first-year university student gearing up for your sociology exams, you are exactly where you need to be. We are going to completely break down the complex mechanics of human connection. We'll make it clear, we'll make it actionable, and we're going to make sure you absolutely crush that upcoming test. So grab your favorite notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started. Okay, let's start things off with a little thought experiment. I want you to imagine, just for a second, that right after you were born, you were somehow isolated on a completely deserted island. I mean, total isolation. No family, no friends around, no schools, definitely no mobile phones, and absolutely zero rules to follow. If you grew up like that, would you still have the identity you have today? Would you speak the language you're thinking in right now? Would you care about wearing the latest fashion or even have the same concept of what is right and what is wrong? Would you literally invent an entirely new language just to talk to a volleyball? Well, the answer is a massive no. Everything from our daily habits to our deepest behaviors comes directly from our social environment. You are not born with these traits. You don't just magically have them. You learn them from the people around you. Here is our quick game plan for today. We're going to decode the social web, look at classical perspectives, break down core components, analyze cooperation versus conflict, compare societal structures, and finish up with a targeted exam prep review.
Section 1. Decoding the social web. Let's start by defining the very environment we live and breathe in every single day. So when we hear the word society, I bet our brains usually picture a quaint village, a super bustling city, or maybe just a massive crowd of people. But in sociology, the meaning is so much deeper than that. The absolutely crucial point here is that a random crowd of people waiting at a railway station, that isn't a society. Society is a highly abstract, highly organized system. It is a complex web of relationships, rules, traditions, and institutions. From the moment your alarm goes off in the morning until your head hits the pillow at night, your life is completely guided by invisible social rules. Think about it. It's exactly why you naturally face the doors when you step into a crowded elevator instead of just staring at the back wall. No one forced you to do that, but the invisible rules of society told you it was the right thing to do. I really like to think of human connection as a sort of formula, and for your exam, you absolutely need to know this one. A functioning society requires people who live together, sure, but they also have to interact, share common values, and follow social rules. If you take people and you add relationships, culture, rules, and institutions, the grand total you get is society. This foundation formula is literally what dictates the language we speak to each other, the clothing we deem acceptable for a job interview, and our very sense of morality. Honestly, it's the exact reason sociology is considered the ultimate science of human behavior. All right, let's build up that academic vocabulary because you are definitely going to see these terms on your test. For your glossary, you need to lock in these exact definitions. First up, community. Now, a community isn't just a physical location on a map. It is a group sharing a common life with a really strong feeling of togetherness. Next is social structure. Think of this as the invisible framework we were just talking about. It's what organizes how we actually relate to one another day to day. And finally, institutions. These are the established rules and systems, like our education system or our government, that serve very specific, vital needs to keep us all surviving and thriving. Moving right along to Section 2, Classical Sociological Perspectives. It's time to meet the early academic architects who really shaped our modern views on all these concepts. Okay, you might want to take a screenshot or write this down because it perfectly summarizes how 4 heavy hitters in sociology defined our social existence. First, we have Talcott Parsons. He viewed society as a massive system where all the different parts have to work together just to maintain stability. Then there's Max Weber. He zoomed in a bit, focusing on the micro level, defining society as a deeply complex network of human relationships. Next up is George Herbert Mead, who argued that society is fundamentally a web of communication, totally relying on our shared language and symbols. And finally, Herbert Spencer. He famously compared society to a living organism. Imagine society like a human body, where every single part or institution has a vital role to play just to keep the whole organism alive and kicking. Section 3, Core Components and Social Institutions. Let's see how these grand theories actually build into the concrete, everyday parts of our lives. So, if society is a living organism, like Spencer said, then these right here are its vital organs. These are your 5 core building blocks. We have social groups, which includes your family, your friend circle, your classmates. We have culture, which wraps up all our languages, customs, and deep-seated values. We have social institutions, which handle the heavy lifting, like the economy and the government. Then we have social norms, those unwritten rules for right and wrong we talked about. And finally, social roles. You actually see this actively working every single day. When your professor steps into a lecture hall, they are fulfilling a social role, guided by social norms, operating within the social institution of education. It's all connected. Now, what is really fascinating about this concept is the realization that you are not born social. Remember our desert island experiment from earlier? An isolated child growing up without a family, without a language or a school, simply will not naturally develop human traits or moral understanding. They wouldn't know how to read, they wouldn't know how to speak, and they definitely couldn't distinguish right from wrong. The ongoing process that actively creates your personal values, teaches you how to be a functioning human, and ultimately shapes your identity, that is called socialization. It's a key term. Society makes the individual just as much as individuals make society. Let's do a little quiz to test your knowledge right now. Try to mentally match these everyday institutions to their core societal functions. Ready? Okay, so family is primarily responsible for early socialization, teaching us the basics. Education handles knowledge transfer, passing information down across generations. And the economy? That manages our trade and banking. Think of a farmer living in a rural village. To just survive, that farmer is completely interdependent on a bunch of different institutions. They need the market to sell their crops, they need banks to secure loans, and they rely on hospitals for their health. The reality is, none of us can survive in total isolation. We all rely heavily on this massive, interconnected web of institutional support.
Section 4, Dynamics, Cooperation, and Conflict. Any structural framework has to withstand pressure, right? Which brings us to the really dynamic tension hidden within changing societies. So you might naturally think that a perfect society is one with zero conflict, right? Just everyone getting along perfectly all the time. Well, sociology actually teaches us something completely different. We have to contrast social cooperation against structural conflict. Yes, cooperation pulls us together for survival. It enables trade, problem solving, and unity. It's what maintains order. But on the flip side, conflict pushes against the status quo. It bubbles up because people naturally have different thoughts, different needs, and different interests. And here is a huge takeaway for your exam. Total harmony isn't actually the goal. If everyone were exactly the same and agreed on every single thing, human development would just completely stop. Conflict is absolutely essential for driving societal evolution, sparking new technology, and generating fresh ideas.
Honestly, this quote is an absolute goldmine for your exam. Society is cooperation crossed by lines of conflict. Make sure you write that down. It so perfectly captures how harmony and friction are constantly interacting. Society isn't just a permanent, unchanging object. It is an ongoing, active process. It is this endless balancing act between people working together to solve massive problems, like poverty or environmental issues, while simultaneously clashing over differing interests to push society forward into the future.
Section 5, Comparing Societal Structures. Next, we are going to examine the very different forms that these societies can take in the real world. Let's look at this comparison and really notice the clear, descriptive differences that separate these three main types of societal structures. First, rural society. This is traditionally agriculture-based. It relies heavily on joint families and close, very intimate relationships where local traditions are highly valued. Now contrast that with urban society. This is characterized by a massive population, a very modern lifestyle, highly diverse cultures, and relationships that are much more formal and transactional. You might not even know your neighbor's name. Then we have tribal society, which features an incredibly strong community feeling, a deeply nature-connected way of life, and very distinct localized languages and customs.
Section 6, Exam Prep. All right, we made it to the final stretch. Let's lock in absolutely everything we've covered today with a rapid-fire review session so you are fully prepared for test day.
I want you to pause this explainer right here, take a breath, and use these 5 critical questions as your ultimate study checklist. Test yourself. Can you explain how similarity and difference coexist to drive human evolution? Can you articulate exactly why society is an abstract process rather than just a physical object you can point to? Do you truly understand the interdependence between different institutions and how socialization shapes exactly who you are today? And finally, can you analyze that delicate, necessary balance between cooperation and conflict? If you can answer these 5 questions confidently out loud, you have completely mastered the core material, and you are going to do amazing on your exam. I am going to leave you with one final provocative thought to ponder. Based on absolutely everything we've explored today about the power of socialization, the forming of our identity, and that massive web of institutions we rely on, can a human truly live without society? Think deeply about it, formulate a strong argument for your exam, and hey, drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love seeing your perspectives. Keep studying hard, trust the process, you've got this, and I will see you in the next explainer.